This first poem is aghast at a world lit up with protest. I began my protest in utero, clanging to get out to fight this man with a loud voice who frightened me with his disgust. He was raging at my mother as I laid inside, wanting only to stop the noise and relieve my mother's fright. I began my protest as air reached my lungs, and I gave a cry. I am alive, I am here, I wake in your slumber. My heart beats as it has done since my conception on a February day in winter, with sun or clouds or dark. I am not sure where the sun lit up the portion of my heart that would resist violence. I would resist ignorance. I would resist pertinence. I would resist an impulse to tell me how to be in a world opened with light and dark and salve and fire and water and black night filled with stars. I would resist being categorized. I would resist woman's work. I would resist being one of many. I would resist being thought dumb. I would resist expectation that lowered me below my heart and my desire, my tenacity to speak what I saw and what I felt as a child of liberty. We are born from darkness and given to light. I am my dark. I am my light. I resist for women's rights. I resist for prejudice against any life that is not allowed to be what it is or wants to be. There are freedoms we take for granted in a world built not always with justice, but the deep heart to arrive in a world, not just a nation of peaceful protests to be heard. Intend to be heard, Simone Forti speaks. I intend to be heard. I intend to listen so others can be heard. I intend to speak what I feel and what I feel. Thank you. Yay. And in the same vein, I really got caught up in all this protesting. My husband was in Cyprus, and it never snows there, but this week it snowed, and he had read somewhere that there were flamingos on a salt lake. Hi, Adam. So the image of those beautiful flamingos in the salt lake in Cyprus got me started, but then it went on to the protesting business. So, flamingos in Cyprus. On a salt lake, stretching their legs as the world protests the misogyny of darkness. Lift up the wing of humanity as we all did on January 21st in 2017 as darkness descended in our public house at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't feel so alone after a day of listening across our nation and the world. Resistance it will take to tell the leaders, no, we will not be brought into hatred. We will live and breathe acceptance of others unlike ourselves. Without the rainbow of color of all our voices, there would be no strength. We wish for strength, for decency, for education, and to live in a world open to other voices as we raise our protest of a presidency that reeks of self-aggrandizement, politics of hate, and an unequal map of wealth. If one person is hungry and without shelter, we are all hungry and without shelter. For me, the years of fighting for voice has been continuous as a woman in a culture of dominance against the female, or worse, putting the female in roles that squelch one's natural ability to think and guide one's mind toward freedom. For if I am not free, you are not free. And if you are not free, I am not free. It is the mutuality of freedom that trespasses hate. I will not hate, but I will resist hatred in all its forms, for to hate gives power to minds that wish only to corral the individual from themselves. I speak as a woman, for women. I speak. Thank you.